So we're moving forward at a snail's pace. Okay, Terrence? Snail's pace. Right? So what does it mean? Shomer Hashem Elokecha Lecha. It says in so I don't want to jump ahead of myself. I'd rather just keep to the text that I'm using. That the word lecha, to you, right? He swore he will safeguard for you, is coming to answer a question we may have to you what? Which God swore to you. He's going to safeguard for you what God swore to your forefathers. You say I put 2 purple boxes. All right? Yeah. Hashem, your God, will safeguard for you the covenant and kindness that he swore to your forefathers. It's coming to you what was previously sworn. Okay? Lecha asher nishba levotecha. So this is like a question, but this question is based on fact. Okay? Many other religions won't like this, but basically, if there's an oath by God that he's going to keep you, he's going to keep that covenant with you. Okay? He made an oath to provide for you and to love you, and he's guarding for you the covenant. Is this conditional? What if you don't keep it? What if you break the covenant? Now I'm going to tell you, when I first became religious and I was in Philadelphia on Broad Street, I was walking down the road, and a guy with a red bow tie standing by the subway entrance handing out letters. So he was from the Muslim Brotherhood, Louis Farrakhan. And I was brand new. I was brand new, just a few weeks in yeshiva. And the letter was addressed to me. It said, "Dear Jew." lay leaders, federation, all these, synagogue attendees. God gave you the land of Israel. God made a covenant with you, but it was conditional. This is the letter. He loved you, and you walked away from him, and you broke the covenant. Because you walked away, you no longer have any relationship to the land of Israel. Just, leave, give it up. And I'm thinking to myself, this guy's a crackpot. You know what? He had a point. So we're asking now, if God's telling you, I'm going to read it again, right? We just said, right, you should do this, you should be really careful about these mitzvahs to perform them. Hashem, your God, will safeguard you the covenant and kindness he swore to your forefathers. If he made a covenant with my forefathers, does it really make a difference if I keep the Torah or not? The truth is, yes and no. Meaning like this. It was definitely not conditional. But to you it was. Meaning to the Jewish people as a whole. Oh, look at you, Frank. I can see you now. You pushed the right button for me. I don't know why. What happened?
Don't interrupt your thought.
Yeah.
But it's like, it's almost a rhetorical question that he asked. Wasn't this oath like not conditional? In other words, wasn't it an unconditional promise from God? Even if we did not earn it, we would still benefit from the oath that God made, and he would fulfill it no matter what? So the truth is no. Yes and no. See, if I didn't personally keep the mitzvahs, then Hashem would still keep his oath, but not to me. That's why it says to you, right? It is conditional, but for me it's conditional, but not for the Jewish people. That will never change.
Yeah.
But for me, so basically, if I don't keep it, or we don't keep it, so he's going to keep that promise to a different generation. The Jews will never lose. But to me, when I come to yeshiva, they ask me, do you want to be part of the transmission? I mean, are your kids going to be Jewish? Do you want to stay Jewish? Do you want to have a continuation? Can marry out, intermarried, you know what I mean? Like keep a Jewish home. I mean, so the free choice is mine. But the Jewish people will get, as a whole, the promise. When I say as a whole, it might exclude me, right? It might exclude this other person. But the promise will be kept, but not necessarily to me. clear? Is it scary?
Yep.
Yeah.
So it's between
Absolutely.
community and individual.
Yeah, that's right. A
But
collective
the
versus
community
personal.
will continue, but the individual has to decide.
And as a proof, if we go to source 9 on my sheets, in Exodus 32:10, right? God was very angry with Moses, with the Jewish people over the golden calf. Now leave me alone, and my anger will be kindled against them, so that I will annihilate them, and I will make you into a great nation. There's no question the Jewish people would have continued. We might not have been here. You know what I'm saying? Okay, Moses went to battle on our behalf, and the Jewish people were not wiped out as a whole. But there would always be, Moses was, you know what I mean by Jewish?
Levi. Yeah.
Israelite. And God would have made with him a replacement. But the replacement was within the Jewish people, not a replacement, per se. Because it's a whole theology in Christianity called replacement theology. So I shouldn't have used the word replacement. I meant that it would have continued on without us, without me.
Good clarification.
So basically, if you merit it, so God will guard for you the promise for this generation. And that's why it says, L'cha, to you, as if it's speaking to a individual. Even though we began as if we were speaking to a majority of people. Meaning, we go back to the verse we were talking about. In our verse, it says, Tishma'un, right? Haya Eikev Tishma'un is plural for listening. Even though it says in English, right, this will be the word when you hearken. You, in English, you cannot really tell if it's singular or plural. Is it you, a single person, or you, the great, masses? It's you, the great masses. Because in the Hebrew it says, Tishma'un. But later on in that same verse, in other words, the verse begins talking to everybody. It's the same verse that says, L'cha, to you as an individual, to hint that even on the reward in the world to come, ready for this? That God makes for you a very individualized, hello, good morning, Yeladim, children.
He said good morning.
Say hi, Aaron.
Shalom, Zachary.
Hi, Yitzhak.
Say hi.
Boker Tov. That each righteous person gets their own palace, gets their own living space. Each righteous person gets their own living space in the world to come. So it's also talking to the individual to let you know that there is a place for you there, right? Every Jew has a place in the world to come, except for those that have given it up and worked very hard to get rid of it. Isaac, he's speaking to you.
Good morning, buddy.
Delish.
He said
Oh,
good
Isaac
morning.
loves you.
Ema loves you. Papa loves you.
That's right. Uncle I loves you.
Okay, the next part is really going to be interesting. It's verse 19. Verse 19 says, Baruch tiyeh mikol ha'amim. You know what that means in English? Underlined in red, verse 14. You will be the most blessed of all the peoples. Hello, what does that mean? What does that mean? That's, wow. So basically what it means is all the peoples will bless you. All the peoples will bless you. You will be the most blessed of all the peoples. It means all the people will bless you. Now, why should all the people bless us?
Why?
So first of all, he begins by telling us a story about, on Friday night we come home and we make Shalom Aleichem, we sing Shalom Aleichem, and we tell that the story that if it was a good week, there's two angels that escort us home from synagogue. If it was a good week, so the good angel makes a statement that next week should be just like this week, and the bad angel, there's a good angel and bad angel, the negative forces are forced to say Amen, that it should be like that next week. So he asked the question, he brings down the Barbanel, he asks the question, what advantage is there to Israel for the bad Malach to answer Amen? I mean, here we're talking about the same, that you will be blessed by all the nations, everyone will bless you, and even the bad Malachim, the bad angels, are going to have to say Amen to their blessings. So he wants to say like this, that this is the idea that the land of Israel is that land that the eyes of God seeks out from the beginning of the year to the end of the year. God loves Eretz Yisrael. It's a very special place. Frank lives in the desert, kind of. Where do you live? Arad?
Yep. In the Negev.
Nice.
The Negev.
In the Negev or the Midbar. He lives in the desert.
The Midbar.
Since Eretz Yisrael is in the eyes of Hashem, God is seeking it out from the very beginning. And not only that everyone else is seeking it out as well. Why? In other words, why is the world seeking out Eretz Yisrael and desiring Eretz Yisrael? I mean, you can see it in the news. They're just not conscious of why. And why is it on the agenda? Why there's a quartet? Why is there a peace plan in Oslo? Why, for the last, I don't even know how many years, 50, 60 years, 4 times a year they restart or, reinvent a new peace process? Because, ready for the statement? The entire world sucks its blessings out of the land of Israel. They drink from what comes forth from the land. And we're talking spiritually, and today we can see it on a very physical level when we talk about all the research and development and the brain power that's going on over there. So if they're benefiting, the whole nations, the 70 nations around the globe, are benefiting from what is coming out of Israel on a spiritual level and even on a physical level, they will surely be praying for peace for Jerusalem. By necessity, they will bless, all the nations will bless Israel, because the peace in Israel will bring peace to them. Most of them, I doubt, are really conscious of this idea. And that's why I want you to go on the source sheets to source number 10. This is, it's I don't know if it's the longest chapter in Tehillim. It's only 2 verses. Praise the Lord, all nations, laud him, all peoples. Hallelujah, Adonai kol goyim, Shabbat kol amim. His kindness has overwhelmed us. God, this is the goyim speaking. That he gaver aleinu chazdo v'emes, and the truth of the Lord is leolam, it's forever. So in Hebrew, right, as we just read, that all the goyim, all the nations are going to praise Shavu kol umim. They're going to praise Hashem.
Rabbi, the greatness of Eretz Israel is likened to a noblewoman. And it said that a noblewoman's greatness is not apparent when her friends praise her, but more apparent when her rivals do. And so you see how praiseworthy somebody is, not when their friends praise them, when their rivals, their enemies, the foreigners praise them. And that's the way Eretz Israel is. The world merits the blessings through Israel and all the Jews observing the mitzvot, the blessings that come to this world.
That's
Beautiful, beautiful.
It's